Black facts you didn't know because who was going to tell you? I was gonna wait to make this video after you guys stop asking me if you can speak AAVE instead of being worried about black people speaking AAVE, but you guys won't stop. So here we are. So today we're going to talk about code switching. Now the linguistics definition is to switch between two or more languages. But for black people, it's shutting off the AAVE and turning on general American English only. And this is usually for the comfort of non-black people, i.e. white people. For example, we all know our black grandmother talks to us a certain way, but when she gets on that phone, hello, my name is Margaret Brown and I'm calling in concerns to my phone. Versus, I'm calling to see why y'all shut off my phone. Now, even though that was a humorous example, code switching is more than just changing the way we talk. It's a survival tactic. And not all black people talk AAVE, but for the ones who do, we have to shut it off so that we're not seen as uneducated or get stereotyped just by one conversation. And when you hear a black person speaking in general American English only, do not say they're well-spoken. That's a microaggression.
Hey beautiful people, how you're doing today? Tagia Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a conversation I saw on TikTok of black women talking, and it just got me thinking. I need you guys to see this video and then we'll talk.
So how has code switching affected you in your life? My Lord. Code switching is not just being versatile. It's not just being a Swiss Army knife. It's that you're forced to compromise who you are and speak in other ways in order to survive. And the reason we're so good at it is because we haven't had a choice. And quite frankly, to become successful in this country, especially early on, you have to play a game where you have to make white people not uncomfortable of your blackness.
I spent over 20 years covering my accent, making sure I spoke as proper as I could and trying to fit in, because that also meant just me being me wasn't enough, right? So code switching meant I wasn't free.
For me, navigating an all-white corporate environment in fashion media and being often the only one that looks like me, especially in a leadership role, and as a young person on top of it, like, and being a woman. So it's like the trifecta of isms stacked against you in a way. Like, I felt like my survival tactic at first was learn the language and speak it well. And then I got to a position of power, and I recognized, for me, it was really seeing my name in the headlines for the first time, like first black beauty director in Condé Nast history, second black editor-in-chief in Condé Nast history. And for me, those moments reframed my why and reminded me that if I continue to leave parts of myself at home, I am doing a disservice to the people I'm here to represent. And it really empowered me. Like, it really shifted something for me.
I think it's a luxury to not have to code switch. I think that if your career moves in such a way that you get to show up however you want to, that's a luxury, because most of us, in order to progress and to be promoted, we have to learn to speak the language of the culture we're sent in.
I think a lot of people are not aware of how black, queer, and LGBTQ people have to code switch within our black community. We grow up together, listening to the same music, being informed by the same culture. We're in the same neighborhoods, we're in the same families and things like that. But we have to switch the code so that you don't read my queerness, you don't read my transness, because we then face violence from people in our own communities. I remember one black trans woman used to tell me a long time ago, girl, go, if you can make it and go to the 7-Eleven, the corner store, without hearing, oh, hell no, then you've made it. So it's kind of the thing of, to stay safe, we had to learn how to not have our queerness read with our blackness.
It's like living undercover.
As a black person, how many times have you had to code switch to fit into an environment that wasn't really built?
The algorithm strikes again. So in the dialects class that I'm taking, we're reading this book, Other People's English. As you can see in the subtitle of the book, it talks about code meshing, code switching, and just literacy, and how do we engage black or diverse communities in literacy education. I think we all know what code switching is, but code meshing is a philosophy that assumes that all dialects and languages are valid, thus they can be meshed in a sentence to make sense. So what that means in layman's terms is that I could be very erudite and speak in a very dynamic lexicon, but I could also tell you that you have me fucked up. in the same sentence. I could really tell you that you're doing too much and that you're caring and that your pseudo philosophies of grandeur and your linguistic use is not necessary. It's not that deep. Like, they're never going to choose you, sis. So I encourage all black people and all like people who speak a marginalized language to code mesh. They heard what you said.
Have you ever code switch just so that you can fit into like not sounding like or not behaving like who you are just to fit the stereotype? Shocking enough, yeah, in Africa, this is a thing, and it's even shocking why this thing is even a thing in Africa, especially in Nigeria, because I live in Nigeria, so I can speak for Nigerians, okay? Like, let me take for instance, like the media, when it comes to media, the radio, the TV, they usually pick people that have like a form of a British accent, an American accent, over we that have a natural accent that we're not trying to sound American or sound British. They rather pick those people. And I feel like I personally, I have my bachelor's degree in mass communication. So in real sense, I should be working with the media. But then I just graduated out from school. Getting a job was really hard because I don't sound like an American or a British. So nobody wants to give you a show on radio or for you to be on radio or even for you to be on TV. And it was really hard back then because internet has not really blown up the way it is now. So it was really hard for those of us to have our voice, even for jobs, when you even for jobs that don't even require like being on TV or being heard like in the media, even on job like even architecture and all that, they'll rather pick somebody from abroad, somebody that came back from abroad. They'll pick the person because the person acts a certain way, like the person is willing to act more like a foreigner. Do you understand? So it's actually a thing. And for me personally, maybe when I was much younger, I was pressured to try and act a certain way, like don't sound loud, because naturally I'm a loud and a very chatty person. Um, Growing up, I try to suppress that. Try when I get to a place, like I'm just like, and I try to talk very low, very low. But that is not me. I'm very loud. I'm very like, if you know in Nigeria, you know that naturally we are loud. But when you see people that come from the abroad and all that here, they're like, hello, how you doing? And they expect us to be that way. So it's a thing. Let me know down in the comment section if code switching is something you know, or if you've ever tried to code switch, because I think I have more, not I think I have when I was much younger. Okay. So let me know if you've ever done that as a child, or if you've ever tried to code switch so that you can fit into the stereotype they expect us as Black people to sound or look or behave like. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. Share your thoughts on this video down in the comment section. Share this video with someone that you want to be part of the conversation. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.